Entry grade NU Gundam, the biggest entry grade yet. What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at RX-93 NU Gundam in the entry grade format. This kit, I did get this kit from Hobby Lobby at that 40% discount, so definitely check it out if you get a chance to. Online, I think they're sold out, unfortunately, but if you have a Hobby Lobby nearby. The layout of the box is phenomenal. I actually love how simple this is. However, they incorporate so much the fact that it is a Gunpla and the runner design in the background. You can see on the cover of the box, there's not a ton of runners with it, but they come together pretty nice. So opening it up, getting inside here, you can see there's not too many runners, but they come together nicely. There is some larger chunks of plastic, but the seam lines on it are very little to minimum. They did a great job. Taking a quick look, I love the tribute to the older high-grade Gunpla. I love the fact that they give a lot of details. I'm assuming when someone opens this kit, a lot of people probably have not built Gunpla or are relatively new to it, but I do appreciate the fact that Bandai still gives love to the older kits. A quick run through the runners. I love that seafoam green for the eyes, and then a couple of decals for this. Moving into the articulation, the head has a lot of movement. It's on a double ball joint, so you actually have some move, and it goes clear down to a nice deep bend down, looking down, which made it nice for that tall pose as well. And a full 360 spin for that owl look, side to side movement. You'll see on the head, there's a ball joint that sits into it, and sometimes it can give it a kind of a weird, longer neck than usual. Not a huge amount of movement going up and down on that arm. There is some sway forward and back though, so that's kind of nice. A little, again, extended ball joint going into it. No polycaps on this, of course, guys, but full 360 spin at that upper bicep and a single bend at the elbow. Makes a decent angle. Unfortunately, not a double, but that's okay. The 360 spin, this is an extended ball joint as well, so there is actually a little bit of movement in the wrist. A nice ab crunch right there, and then moving into the actual torso. A little bit of blockage because of that. If you lift it up and kind of separate the two a little bit, you can do a full 360 spin there. But it is blocked slightly because of the side skirts and that booster. The front skirts do have the option to separate. The leg comes up to a nice high kick. However, that rear flap is solid. There is no movement on that, so there's no back to it at all whatsoever. It's pretty much straight down. You have a slight bend backwards, okay? I'll give you that, guys. So moving into a 360 split, not a full 360, but pretty good. Nice double bend at that knee. I actually love the fact that they did a molded detail of piping in that as well. And then a full 360 at that upper thigh right there. Again, just a ball joint connection. And a peg down into the actual leg as well to make that for an easy spin. Some rotation on the side of the foot, going from side to side. Going up into a nice bend forwards. Not too much coming back though. Separation from that ankle part going up there that kind of allows for that bend to happen. Then the beam saber on the back of the booster right there, you can see the just kind of pegs into the hole right there. If you seen my community post and you realize that my son broke something, it was that. He found a way to break it. So here is everything that comes with the accessories. I do like the fact that the gun actually has two colors in it. I've built high grades that have literally sandwich part, and that's it, just a straight gray. This one has a nice blue worked on top, so sandwich, then blue. Okay, it just slots right into the arm. Moving into the shield, you can see a nice large shield that comes with it. One solid piece minus the gray, that is a separate part that adds for the venting, I should say, and then the additional kind of like just a little extra design into it. I think they did a good job with that. So the connecting part is a ball joint that pegs into that hole right there. You can see that it's just a kind of a clamp. It does have a nice spin, so you'll be able to readjust that shield as well. Oop, a little camera shaky, sorry guys. So unfortunately it clips onto just the arm slot where that beam saber is. That is the only option for that. You know, that kind of limits some of the displaying, unfortunately, but the completed thing, man, it just looks so good. Again, this is an entry grade, but there's so many fine details that they worked into it. Here is a side comparison with the Strike entry grade Gundam, and you can just see this sheer size difference between the two. Now again, this is scaled. This is my son's pose. He called this peekaboo. I loved it. I had to share it with you guys. Moving in, here's a quick side-by-side with the real grade Saber. And so I absolutely loved building this kit. It was a fun kit. Nice to get into it after that bootleg, so it's kind of getting back to the original Bandai. The posing on this is nice. There's some deep bends. Again, the size of it just makes for that menacing overall stature. I absolutely love the fact that there was a couple small decals that came with this kit as well. Just a couple Armoro logos, and it was a nice little touch because most of the Intergrades that I've built so far do not have those. So unfortunately, I will say he's a little bland. I'm sorry, NU Gundam, had to say it. So let's add some panel line to him real quick just to give him a little bit of spice. And you'll see the difference. It just a little bit of extra comes in there. You can see I got a little sloppy with those shoulders. That's all right. This stuff cleans up pretty nice. If you love panel line like I do, I get pretty messy with mine. I have shaky hands. I'm sure if you guys watch my stuff, you've seen it by now. But again, it did not flow on that shoulder very well, or I should say it flowed everywhere. The only couple minor things that I have is the arms and legs are a little weak for the size of the kit, and a couple of minor seam lines. Guys, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you smash that like button, let me know. So I say love yourself every day, but I want to give a little bit of love to my best